And boom, according to that, we are live. Welcome to Tokyo tonight. Sorry I was away last week. It's been a busy couple of weeks at the same time as there's been a lot going on, and I guess tonight I just want to give you guys a quick couple of messages of appreciation around the party and the preparation for it, and a few shout outs about that we had yesterday, and 2 creator days and a party all on the same day. As you can see by the sunburn, I also had a busy day today. In fact, you can, just for an idea, there's the line. I actually had to wake up at 6 o'clock this morning to take my son to his rugby lesson, and it was pouring with rain at the time. So I was actually quite looking forward to just a cool 29 degrees in the rain, in kind of warm rain, coaching kids rugby. I don't coach my kids' class in the club that he goes to. I coach the older kids, or I help coach the older kids. But right in the middle of the rainstorm, it became sunny, and then it stayed sunny for the rest of the morning. In like 1 hour, no sunscreen, I was destroyed. So I've had a busy day today. Plus, I was shouting. Well, I've been talking all day yesterday and today, so my voice is nearly gone. It's been a long couple of days. Plus, on Friday, I don't know if you follow my Facebook, you may be aware that I got really harshly kicked in the balls. I was actually lifted off my feet, and I've never been kicked in the balls so hard in my life, and that was in itself kind of an experience. It was kind of an experience. I was trying so hard not to get injured. I was worried I'd be limping or have some sort of, I always get knee or thigh injuries and stuff like that. So I was being really, really careful, and I was protecting everything except my balls. Lesson there, I'm supposed to wear a cup when you do kickboxing. So that is what it is. But there again, so again, I'm sorry. It's been kind of a busy day, and I should be doing the big follow-up thing. But geez, my voice is actually nearly gone, so I'm going to keep it short tonight. I do appreciate. Wow, everybody has really come and jumped in, even though I just did this at the last minute. So that is really cool to see. So I guess I should, before we get into all of the tweets and whatnot, we should actually get into what I have been. This was funny. To what I've been doing, what happened yesterday, and how awesome it was. Just on this one, by the way, I was watching NHK tonight. There's a big typhoon coming up Kyushu at the moment. This guy's in Oyajis, a very specific, Kochi actually, and yes, at 5:30 p.m. running, they had this very bemused looking gaijin who was running in these typhoon rains. Maybe you didn't hear it was a typhoon. This is the funniest thing I've seen in a while. Do you know this man? Have you seen this man that's very slightly bemused at being recorded at running in the rain, man? Yes, that was funny. I love how NHK had to include the footage of that guy running in their typhoon footage. Good on him for running in spite of it. I thought I was going to be in that, and I ended up sunburned today, but that's Tokyo. And as I talk, I actually realize, I really am. My voice is nearly done. And yes, Theodore, thank you for reminding me. So I will be getting cups and mouth guards and everything else in very short order. Let me go through yesterday. I did 2 creator days. The first ever creator day in Japan, I think, that's been done in English. I created it as an event where people with channels between 1,000 and 10,000 subscribers are able to come and join an event which is hosted by a YouTuber, and there are a number of YouTubers in different parts of Japan. There are several people in Tokyo actually. I think I'm the only non-Japanese in Tokyo. Victor is one of the presenters in Nagoya who get to host these events, and they're basically, you have the happy hour events where I can pretty much do whatever I want, and I did it very much like a workshop when I did one of those. And this creator day where it's made to be a bigger event, like for 100 people or more, and you actually present a YouTube sort of playbook deck on how to boost your channel, how to take your channel from that 1 to 10,000 range to the next step above that. And so it's very specifically aimed at channels in that range. I know a lot of people who don't have 1,000 subs wanted to come, and they didn't like the threshold. I was able to, swing it so a few people could get in actually, who even if though they didn't meet the threshold. But the point was, and it was interesting talking with the planners of this. They do a lot of data on these events, and to put it indelicately, this isn't the way that they put it to me, but this is the way I understand it. you get a lot of people who are kind of clueless and kind of dicks below 1,000 who will use an event like that to complain and not to, whereas the point is you're trying to make it an event of people who are seriously thinking about how to take their channel to the next sort of level. And that is what we really got in both the events, actually. So that was really, really good. It was particularly the English session in the morning. We had about 30 people, and there were some guys there, and I'm tired. Dave Trippin was excellent. It was really, really good to have Haruka Chambers there, Balmero. Everyone who was there, actually, and there was a lot of good. Jenny Silva shared some great information. Just everybody became very conversational. So there was this thing as well. I'm supposed to customize the deck. That there's a standard presentation that they have, and you present it the way that you like. When Megwin did it, he rewrote the entire deck, and that was pretty awesome. Actually, I've seen a copy of that, although it became an extremely non-authorized deck, and I was planning to sort of do my own take on all the advice that was being given. But I was away on vacation. I got back and I've been swamped with work, and it was actually really hard to prepare in time. I ended up just reducing the number of slides. And the idea was that you'd rush through the slides and then you'd have a panel discussion of famous people at the front. And again, a few of the famous people I invited, just the timing didn't work, unfortunately. However, Victor could come up. So I guess this is where the thank yous begin, and they begin with Victor. I only see him a couple of times. I see him every week, but and it feels like I see him every week. But I actually only meet him in person twice a year, once for this event and once for the Hanami, basically. And he came up, and basically we decided, like right before the whole day started, that we would wing the slides more or less. We could talk off them, and we'd do it like a live version of 2.5 Oyajis. We would comment off it, but we would try as much as possible to get these comments, the comments that people normally type, as conversation, and it was awesome. Everyone was really, really interactive. It was humorous. It was just enjoyable to be there. And the feedback that came back was universally good, and the YouTube people loved it. So it was really successful, the morning one. The afternoon one was a little bit more of a challenge. It was a bigger group. It was Japanese people. A lot of people had never been in the YouTube space before, had been to a YouTube event before, so everyone was clearly very nervous. It's easier when you kind of are among friends, frankly. Everyone knows Victor and I, and a lot of people know each other, so it made it really easy to get the conversation going in the morning event. The afternoon one, it was I had twice as much time. Instead of 1 hour to do the whole deck, I had like 2 hours. And the conversation was harder to flow, but Victor and I both worked at it, and again, I couldn't have done it without Victor there. He just made it really, really, easy, or he turned something that could have been super stressful into something that was really easy to do. And plus, of course, he's got a lot of knowledge about the advice and so on that we're giving. So Victor was just awesome. He really just saved my bacon yesterday on that. And not only that, but the fact that the event finished at 7 o'clock, which is the time that the party at the Tokyo Sports Cafe started. So I couldn't set it up. And so Victor grabbed Jake Knowlton, Emily Louise Maitland, Theodore Sharp, who's in the comments there. And those guys went across and they set up the party and got it going. And Victor, did all the emceeing and stuff like that. And just complete legend. He really did. I sort of did all the setup stuff, but it would have been really, really stressful and hard to do on my own. And because Victor and so many other people actually just really pitched it and just made it a really easy, enjoyable day, which is what you hope it is in the absolute best case scenario. And that's how it turned out. The morning thing was awesome. The party was awesome. It was really great to see, including a lot of people here, like Blank Dino. It was awesome to see you. Thank you for the omiyage. Jenny Silva, it was great to see you and your man, as usual. Hey, from China, Andrea Mobo, glad that you can see it. I know you've got an early start tomorrow, so thank you for joining. Hello, Glennis. I don't recognize your username, but very good to see you. And all the regulars there as well. I think I saw hello from Milton Keynes above, and I think I see Sergeant Bilko and Ben Duncan and all you awesome people. So, it's, yes, feel the burn, man. It's not political. Bad genetics. And it's actually funny, the lad was talking to me. The lad actually said, he's gotten really cheeky. He speaks almost entirely in Japanese, but, again, when he speaks, I hear it as if it's in English. He said 2 funny things today. One, I was getting a bit of a hard time, as I usually get a hard time from the missus, about not being able to do anything or something like that, because I was just tired. And he said, no, Dad, he can do things. He can write, he can play Minecraft, and he can fart. Yeah, I was like, yeah, thanks, son. He was looking at my sunburn in the shower tonight, and he's sort of looking at me, and he's like, Oh, I know why you got so sunburned. It's because you don't have very much hair. Well, yes, I think that's a very contributing factor. Thank you, son. And I mentioned there's some. Shiseido has some stuff coming out in 2018 that is reportedly going to fix it all, and I said I'll wait until 2018 and I'll get more hair back. And he kind of looked at me and scrunched up his face and said, "Yeah, don't get too much hair." Was the first thing, and then he said, and if you get hair, try to make it like an ash-covered like afro. And so those are the instructions. Anyway, it was pretty good. Yeah, I can write, I can play Minecraft, and I can fart. There you go. So I have a number of talents, some of which you guys don't know about. So there you go. Anyway, so but now how I quite got onto all of that. But anyway, just the whole day, it was so awesome seeing all of you guys. It worked out really, really easy actually to do. We were able to give away lots of swag, lots of shirts, so awesome photos. There was awesome tweeting stuff, which I will show here. And it was all good. It was a really good day. So thank you to everybody, the people who could join, the people who couldn't join even. I sent a lot of good messages and follow-up. A lot of great tweets going around. I'm trying to share all the photos at the moment. I also have to set up a YouTube community page sharing all the links and stuff for people who are there, but we will do these again. Have a good night, Andrea. You got to get up early, so go do that. And yes, let's get into what has been in my Twitter. I haven't prepared a magazine tonight. These are my actual direct tweets. That was funny. Typhoon, random Gaijin jogger. This iPhone 7 getting announced this Wednesday American time, so Thursday Japan time. I'm going to get it up and around for Annabelle. Thank you for recognizing the Yorkshire burn. Yeah, I'm going to get it. The phone which I'm using at the moment is old. It is it's 2 years old. It's getting a bit slow, and apparently the camera, the dual camera thing is just going to make, although the overall phone isn't going to be so much of a revolution that everyone says, don't worry about it. I don't want a 3-year-old phone next year. And if they're really going to, on the Plus version, if they're going to really go crazy with a really awesome upgrade on the phone, on the camera, I want it. So the camera is supposed to be dual cameras, new sensor, 12 megapixel sensors on each one, can do all sorts of cool stuff. I want it. I'm going to get it. So I am looking forward to this week. I know the iPhone possibly isn't the best phone anymore, but there are better Android phones. But I am just so invested in the. I've got so many apps that I use and that I rely upon now. I'm kind of locked into the ecosystem. I don't use Mac. I use PC, but for mobile, I like my iPhone. So I'm going to get this, and I'm looking forward to that this week. It was really good talking with Bai at the party last night as well. It's always, I don't know, I always enjoy my conversations with him. He's doing more stuff with his new book projects, including the translation. We had a good talk about that. That's a really tough task that he's got, but it was really cool to talk to him about that. Some random photos from the party. There will be lots of these. I thought this guy at the top, he's like a university student, so he's like older than 18. I think he was like younger than 12, seriously. But yeah, these are the next generation of Japan video bloggers. This is from the Creator Day event. These guys are both basically the new sort of Hajime Shacho type guys. They do sort of random stuff. Down the bottom you can see the cupcakes. The cupcakes were very, very good. They keep a full tray of those. I was eating cupcakes pretty much all through the day. I survived on nothing but cupcakes yesterday. And so people having fun. These were good guys actually, and these were among the more interactive guys, which I really, really appreciate. Tomia, that's a video, so I don't want to play that. Here is a group photo from the party. Can I get the zoom in on that? Let's have a look. We took a few group photos from both the morning and the afternoon sessions. Oh, in fact, okay, this is the official. This is from the YouTube creator Twitter account, which I think is run by the person who helped me plan this. You can see me on the edge there. There's Ronin Day. There's all the beautiful people who participated. It was a great crowd. This was a really, really good interactive event. This is Victor and I on the stage. Can I show that? Yeah, it was kind of, again, it was casual, but it was really easy to do. It wasn't much fuss. There are a lot of Japanese people here who don't like to show their faces, so they didn't show their faces, but it was a good day. These are some good pics. What else we got here? Let's get back. Today, actually, there was another creator day in Osaka being run by Takaine-san, muscle watcher, bodybuilder guy, and also good guy, so that was pretty cool. I see that we have Blank Dino in the comments at the moment, and this is your photo. Everybody at the random cameras. This is really nice as well. There were a lot of really good photos yesterday, and as I keep saying, it was a really good group, and I thought it was a really good session. I don't know what you guys thought. The cupcakes were awesome. I mean, seriously, even if you think I suck, even if the subject matter doesn't interest you at all, yes, the cupcakes alone made the event worthwhile, I think. Hey KT, hey Hiko, chat. I will now pay attention to the chat. Are you telling me something I should be looking at? I might be blinded by the shine of my head, I don't know. And Jenny Silver has a question mark, and I don't know. But chat, yes, I can see you, KT. I can see everybody else in here. I can see people complaining about the cupcakes. The bold and the beautiful, thank you for that, Mr. Cordy Chap. Yes, I'm sorry. Sometimes I pay attention to the chat, and sometimes I'm looking at other stuff. So feel free to put it in now when I'm paying attention. But yes, indeed. What else we got here? Just more stuff. Basically, the setup yourself. Jake Knowlton, he was a great help as well with the move. Cov, by the way, I really love following her, and she blogs on Audigo, and she does awesome tweets, but she also does awesome blogs, and it's a good reason to follow the Audigo blog, actually. This is from Gimmeabreakman, me and the cupcakes. The cupcakes were serious, they were good. People tweeting sort of the slides. He was a participant in the Japanese event. Random stuff about the proclaimers, how far they would actually walk if they walked 500 miles, or if they walked 500 more from Scotland. You can see they couldn't actually physically do it, which basically makes them liars, unless they like swam. I would swim 500 miles. They could do it that way. They'd get to Norway, and then I'd walk 500 more. You could do that. You'd be halfway across Sweden. It would work, but walking 500 miles, it's just false advertising by the proclaimers. I'm sorry, is someone complaining about the cupcakes because they're gonna have to leave? Well, they just don't understand. That's I don't know what they were putting into the cupcakes to make us all more into the event, but it was working. Everybody came out serious YouTube fans after eating a few cupcakes. So the cool, I guess it's the modern version of Kool-Aid, is like cool cakes. Who knows? What Katie said, she's listening while she's cleaning. So is a Sergeant Buko. Man, I don't know where Katie's from, but it's nice to know that the Swedish members of the audience are keeping it clean. More people from the event, more cupcakes. The cupcakes got some serious attention. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, I think there are more photos and messages of appreciation for the cupcakes than there actually were for me. Which means next time I'm gonna need more cupcakes. Otherwise they'll notice my content. Okay, there's Ida-chan and Lovely and Nanase Arisa, and they were all very awesome, and they were there yesterday. What else we got? More cupcakes. There were a lot of cupcake photos. There's Jenny. Jenny in the comments, good to see you there as well. Endless awesomeness. Anyway, people use the Pericolo machine. More cupcakes. I said that kind of as a joke, but it's not even a joke. There are actually Travis Moore, thank you. That's an excellent technical point that you make. And actually, I've spoken to people from Scotland who would assert that to be correct. So there you go. Cupcake crack. I think there's I don't know if you read the news this week that there was some Coca-Cola factory in America where they found $25 million worth of cocaine stashed in a crate within the bounds of a Coca-Cola factory. The Japanese Nichan sites were all like, I knew it. The rumors were true. But who knows? They were good cupcakes. What can I say? We got drinks, we got food, we got slightly uninteresting entertainment from people on the stage. It was good. It was a good event. That was from me. That's just before I get started. The deck which I presented, I will actually talk to. I would be kind of. I think most of the information in the deck that was presented, the secret source information of how to get your YouTube channel to the next stage, it's actually not secret. You can actually go into the playbook and the creator tools and educational materials. You have to be kind of motivated because there's a lot of them. But you can actually find most of the stuff. It's all public and online. So I might even give you guys a live version of it one day if you'd be interested, actually. I'll check that I'm allowed to do it. or if I, if I can use the actual presentation which I used or not, which I guess maybe I can't use the exact presentation. But what it covers is kind of common sense, but it's kind of like sometimes you need to be reminded of common sense, because there's a lot of things that can affect the performance of your YouTube channel. And, some of them are obvious, and some of them are things which they're obvious when you're told them, but you don't think about them all the time. And if you kind of check all the things, if your channel isn't growing and you want to push it some more, there are a lot of levers, and there's a lot of tools that YouTube gives us, and actually that even third-party sites give us to be able to do that. And that's what we're talking about. And it was a good thing. That was Sam in Tokyo, who I got to meet for the first time, and I can't remember the name, which is why I shouldn't start to say the names. And that's me with the microphone, forgetting names. That is Emily Louise Maitland, who was lovely, and with a cupcake. Again, I'm noticing a trend with the cupcakes. That is Jake, that is Renman in Japan, and this was doing this. That is Bianca, blank Dino. Dino. I'm sorry. I just realized I got, well, everybody got lectured on mispronouncing that yesterday. Dino, blank Dino, acted as the model for the production session that we had after. Hey, Narai, good to see you, man. And yeah, definitely when you come back to Japan, I'd love to meet up again. Ahmed, great to see you. So yes, Blank Dino was the model for the production studio part of it, where they were showing how to use the very, very advanced settings on the very, very difficult to use cameras. I kind of, in a way, I gave some feedback around this. This is cool, but I wish they'd sort of just built up to it, like with some more fundamental basics, because I think, frankly, there's stuff which, for me, I know how to use manual settings on a camera, although not to this level, but even basic stuff like framing, lighting, different types of cameras. It was kind of like it was an interesting. They could have eased us into a little bit more, but it was really, really good information. It was very technical, and that's what they expect us to to step up and use the good cameras and know how to use them. Cupcakes, more cupcakes. This was awesome. That's Theodore Sharp, and that is I can't remember the full name of the channel, but we're going to have him on 2.5 Oyajis, and it's something Rozowski. Yes, Dino, that's right. So Sergeant Booker, blank Dino. No, you're thinking about Shivers in Japan. Shivers with the Z. She's the one with the tail. But yes. What else we got going on here? Oh yes, if you don't have a television and you use that as an excuse to not pay NHK started going up to places that didn't have televisions and saying, well, do you have a mobile phone? Okay, yeah. Is it like an Android phone, and does it have one SIG? Does it have a TV tuner in it? They'll go, yeah. Well, then you have to pay the NHK mandatory broadcasting fee. And some people actually got together and took NHK to court and said that you shouldn't have to pay the NHK broadcast fee if you don't own a TV, but you do own a mobile phone with a TV tuner. And they won the court case. They did. The court said that they don't have to pay. But never mind, because the Minister of Communications came out just afterwards and said they're going to change the law and make it mandatory for anyone with a mobile phone with TV on it, which is most of the Android phones in Japan, are going to have to pay the broadcasting fee. Which sucks if you have a mobile phone and you don't want to pay NHK. I pay NHK anyway, so I don't really care. But anyway, it was good. Hey, Kanai Even Tokyo, good to see you, and glad that you enjoyed the seminar. And actually, yeah, no, you were one of the other good participants, and you knew the camera stuff, which was kind of impressive and awesome. You and Haruka were rocking that part of it. What do you got? Abdication. This is Victor and I with the security guy. We were joking it was our personal security, but no, he was actually just there to stop us from getting into the building in the morning without verifying our identification. He was a good guy. We had a good time with him. This was the setting up. This was me and Victor in the elevator. It's not such a good photo, but still. This was just funny. Elon Musk lost $780 million in a day. That kind of sucks, but there are countries that don't have. New Zealand's military spends less than half of that in a whole year. And they've got big warships and planes and guns and stuff. So anyway, that's kind of interesting. The 3D Doodler pen, which I know some people, including Sekiguchi Ami, is that it? She uses a 3D Doodler pen. You'll be able to produce wood materials and metal materials with it. That's kind of cool. What else we got here that's sort of interesting? There was another thing. In preparation for the show, I did play Tokyo Digital Crew playlist in the background music during the party. I don't know if anyone must have noticed, but there was quite good music, and the people in the bar, the staff at the bar did appreciate it. They came up and actually said, this is good music, where do you get it from, what is it? And I was sort of showing, it's actually part of the Tokyo Digital crew. It was good. I actually prepared, in the end of the day I was not organised enough to actually do the live show that I was hoping to do with Sade, with Kirkland, with singing. We kind of in preparation for, she had a second track which she needed a 94 BPM track for, and I actually made some tracks for that which were kind of good. I've just made loops which I thought I could play live, and I've got them on my iPad, so I am going to switch over and actually play those at the end, because I'm kind of curious which one you guys think is the best, to put pressure on her to use it even if she doesn't like it. No, it won't be like that. If she thinks they suck, she doesn't have to make the track with it. But actually I had a lot of fun making them, and it's good. I've been making some more music again lately. September 19, GoPro is going to be releasing its drone, which will be interesting. More than that, I want to see the GoPro Hero 5, which I want to get for the lad, and I want to see the 360 camera, a proper 360 camera come out for them. But hopefully that's coming soon. Push-ups, because I suck at push-ups, I just got that to save it. The Alienware laptops are ridiculous, but they're coming out. Abe is about to meet with Putin. The Japanese media is saying, it's going to be great, we're going to convince them for Russia to give back the islands. I would say, look at Putin's track record. They should be going there and begging him not to take any more islands and thanking him for not invading us more. It will be interesting. I think Japan still is kind of naive. Objectively, Japan is right. It makes total sense to do a peace deal, to get for Russia to become a stable supplier of gas to Japan. It's a win-win for everybody. The thing is, Russia, like China, it doesn't think purely in terms of what's economically rational. They've got a lot of things to consider, including their nationalist credentials, and that's what might affect this. But it's going to be an interesting week to see what happens around that. With the G20 thing going on at the moment as well. This is Ren Ho. Ren Ho, she used to be an Asahi beer girl. She was like a model, like in the swimsuit, who would hold up the beer, the jug of beer, and say, drink beer, and everyone would drink beer. She was pretty hot, actually, in her day. She's half Taiwanese, her mother is Taiwanese, is it that way? Is it father Taiwanese or her mother? But in any case, the right-wingers and kind of racisty people, there is a thing, right-wing conservatives in Japan generally like Taiwan. In fact, actually, at a lot of these, at Yasukuni on August 15, they actually even get Taiwanese speakers to come and speak, and where they talk about how much they love the Japanese, empire and stuff like that. Very different, the absolute opposite to Korea, actually. So, generally speaking, the right wing in Japan doesn't beat up on Taiwan very much. However, she is currently campaigning to become the new leader of the Democrats, the main opposition party in Japan, and she happens to be of half Taiwanese heritage. And there was a thing, I think she was born with Taiwanese citizenship, and there is a question over whether she was actually born naturalized Japanese or whether she acquired Japanese citizenship. And if she did, has she renounced her Taiwanese citizenship? It's very much like the birther controversy around Obama. And again, it's just conservatives who are looking for a way to just bash on the left-winger, but again, picking out that she's half Taiwanese kind of sucks. And again, it's another nice thing about Japan. People always ask about how racist is Japan, how inclusive are they. Well, again, she's gotten all the way, probably going to win the leadership of the main opposition party. Apart from being an Asahi beer girl, and everyone's always known her name is clearly a Chinese name. It's never inhibited her from going up. Well, there again, there are some sort of racisty people, and you can see in the comments there. But there again, I think it's kind of cool that she's coming up. And this is the not so hot lady who is a right-wing maniac, who is in the Abe cabinet, who is going to make everybody pay a broadcasting fee if you own a mobile phone with 1 seg, which means I'm never going to buy a phone with 1 seg, even though I'm paying for NHK anyway. But just to screw them, seriously. Here's Butchum thinking about taking more Japanese islands. This is funny. So yes, Family Mart and UNY. UNY is the company which owns Sunkus convenience stores, and the other smaller one, which is Circle K. Circle K and Sunkus are owned by U, and Family Mart is owned by F, and so they joined the companies, and so they did the logical thing. They joined the companies and they made a new logo, which is FU. And you know what? I'm really hoping that they change the names of all of the convenience stores to this, because if I'm gonna buy some milk, I'd rather buy some FU milk than some, Family Mart milk. It's got that edge. It's got that kind of Bruce Willis punchline thing to it that would just make you want to go and buy from FU. Just the fact that this is their logo and no one ever thought this was a bad idea. This is part of the reason I like Japan, actually. And it caused an extended discussion on the Twitterverse, of course, including reminded me of a story of my own New Zealand aunt who was with my uncle in a restaurant. My uncle was falling over himself laughing how they were overseas, and they were my aunt said that she'll go and line up, go get a table, I'll go and line up, if you need me I'll be in the far queue. And so what was that? And she was walking away, so she shouted across the restaurant, I'll be in the far queue. Apparently there are Japanese people that pronounce FAQ as FAQ as well, which I feel like I'm going to start doing it from now on, depending on the people that I'm with. It's cool. Anyway, so FU, I love it. I hope they run with it. More Japanese people not marrying. Japanese teachers are busy. There is a new sports bar style cafe opening up in Ikebukuro, which is part of the reason we did the party at the Tokyo Sports Cafe. It had lots of screens, so you can put up lots of video stuff. They're actually opening a cafe with the idea of it being a place to host like e-games, like virtual games, and doing parties and stuff like that. Sounds like it'd be good for YouTube parties, so that's kind of cool. Americans are smoking weed more, which is interesting. I don't know how it's actually possible, but and I will actually be visiting. By the way, I should mention at the end of this month I'm going to Seattle for 2 weeks. If you are in Seattle or near Seattle, and I understand for Vancouverans it's like 3 hours away. It's not really an easy trip, but I wouldn't ask you to come down. But if you happen to be in Seattle in the end of the month, between about the 20th and the end of the month, I'm going to be in Seattle. It'd be kind of cool, and it'll be interesting, won't it? Because weed is legalized there, I believe. And I've heard from people who've been over there that apparently, it is. I'm not sure whether it would be, well, even if I did, whether it would be smart to do, because it is treated like hardcore crack in Japan in terms of like socially and legally. Even if you did it legally somewhere, you probably keep it to yourself best. But that said, who sort of cares? It is interesting that is going up. Apparently people released the Kentucky Fried Chicken recipe, which made me a little bit sad. I mean, seriously, because I'm not motivated enough to cook it myself. It's one of those things like Santa Claus. You feel good that it's not changed. That it's not changed. There's one of those things at the moment. The comments have not refreshed for a long time, and that makes me think either everyone doesn't love me anymore, or the comments are just not refreshing randomly. And you know what the saddest thing would be right now would be if one comment came down and said we're listening, because the comments were really moving before, and all of a sudden they stopped when Mr. Cordy Chip said Inception. Maybe that just like killed the whole conversation. But if someone actually put a comment right now like we're listening, we just don't find anything interesting to comment on, yeah, I'd be pretty sad. But I'm guessing that they're actually frozen. If they're not frozen, it's gonna be lame. It's gonna be like when you're at home and you're thinking I'm having a really good time, and then you just go and pick up the phone to just check that it's not off the hook. It's kind of lonely guy's behavior, I know, but I'm gonna refresh this just to check if I really am a lonely guy. It would be so depressing if someone actually made a comment right now and it showed up, because that would mean I am the most boring live video blogger ever. F5. I F5 that. Come on, F5. In fact, it's not refreshing. Let's do it this way. Boom. And so it is refreshing. My connection is good for broadcast, but it's not refreshing, so there you go. Anyway, doesn't matter either way, of course, but it is nice to make sure that you guys are included if you can be included. What's happening with this? I'm just going to try and experiment changing the format of the page, which means that it's going to look a little bit funny. Let's do this. Boom. Okay, so that is working. And there are other comments, and I don't want to watch an ad. Oh geez, what's happening? Go back. Sorry, I'm going to get the comments back, because for me, I like the comments and I want you guys to be in this. This is just behaving weird now. Come on, come on. Yeah, thanks for Nolan, I appreciate that. Except it's gone to like a random top page, and so this is just my computer acting weird. It could be a bandwidth issue, or a CPU issue, because it's acting kind of frozen. Let me just come on, go back. Okay, I'm going to try this one more time. Well, it's showing the YouTube top page for some reason and the ads for some reason, but it is not letting me refresh the page now, so I think my CPU is at full tilt, which is strange. What do I do here? Come on. There we go. Come on. I can't capture the URL, but you know what? I don't need to. I'll close that, open this, put it here, move it across. Okay, and put it on gaming mode. Gaming, youtube.com. Sorry KT, sorry about technical difficulties, but I've got this now. YouTube, why you do this to me? Why you no work? And that says that there's been an error. There can't have been an error. Okay. Done. Fixed. You are back. Thank you for that. Sorry about all of the fuss there. I'm sorry I can't make it to Toronto, Canada, but what can I do? There are lots of pics of butter on the internet, and I'm trying to catch them all. It's actually only 10 minutes left, so I think I am going to go to a I'm going to go to do some music actually. So let me do a quick survey and outro. Thank you again for all the people who came and joined yesterday. Sorry for the technical issues, but it's a standard part of the show for those of you who don't know already. I am going to play 3 tracks, and I want you to tell me which one you like the best. I'm kind of going to mix them live. At the moment I don't have the actual tracks made, I've just got the loops. But tell me which one you like, and I will probably record a version of that like in the next day or so. Let me just check I can hear this. Okay. Okay. So the idea was in '94. So this is based on Pound Cake, which is what Sade originally wrote her the track that I was making this for based on, and so it has kind of a cool beat and vibe to it. I couldn't really duplicate it. I kind of ended up just doing it in my own way, but that is what this was based on. That was the inspiration that got me started on these tracks. Let me plug that in so it doesn't die. Tell me which one you like. Here we go. There are 3 tracks. This is track number 1. Tell me which is better. Japan dude, enjoy some jazz. Go. the idea is that this will be the main part, and then in the verses you just go down to the bass. I quite like that. Anyway, that's quite good. I quite like that one. The second track, that's track number 1. This is track number 2. Okay, this is track. Okay. Track number 2. This is quite fun. So yeah, the idea is it would be a backtrack min. I would put the idea is you just leave a bass line and or beat, and then you just bring those in between the verses. So that's track number 2. So that's the idea of it. So this is the third one, the final one that I made. So maybe I do. I'm actually wrapping up at the moment because I'm going to be finishing in 5 minutes, but I've got 3 tracks that I've just been playing, and these are the ones that I'm trying to figure out which one to produce, which one to make out. Mr. Gordy Check, that sounds like a good plan. Christina, have a good night. Kind of mellow, but you know, those are the tracks. So tell me, 1, 2, or 3. That's it for tonight. I'm sorry, I'm going to keep it kind of simple. It ended up going for the full hour, but thank you for bearing with me through the technical issues as well. Thank you for enjoying the Creator Day yesterday. The people who came to the party, it was more than 100 people. Victor was a legend in all things and deserves credit. We'll get on to 2.5 Oyajis next week, get back into that good stuff, and we'll be talking about that sort of stuff. Keeping up with the news. Follow me on Twitter if you want to keep up with what's going on in Japan. Follow me on Facebook if you just want to know what's going on in a less frequent sort of a manner. And thank you for joining me every week. I really do appreciate it. And yes, thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. It's kind of a simple one. I ended up going for the full hour, as I always do, even when I say I'm going to keep it short. And awesome. I will see you guys next week. Same time, same place. 2.5 Oyajis on Saturday. Come and check it out. And thank you for the votes as well. This is cool. I quite like this third one. I really like the beat on the third one, but you know, you always like the last one that you make. That's just how it works. So anyway, have a good night, and see you later. Peace. Boom. having technical issues with the control panel. Jeez, it's logging me out. I guess you're still listening.